Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We want to wish you a happy Father's Day, and we want to thank everybody for stopping in. We are the fourth quarter storytellers. I am Cynthia Merritt, and I am 60-ish years old. I got to a point close to retirement age and decided, I got to make some changes because my retirement savings are not looking too cool. So I have made those changes and am making and are making those changes and am making those changes. So anyway, guys, the changes are being made. How about that? Okay. So anyway, and so we're here to tell some stories about the fourth quarter because the fourth quarter is usually when the game is won, if you will, or changes are made that can change the trajectory of our lives, a football game, anything. So we are the fourth quarter storytellers to give our experiences and tips and tricks about life and some of those changes that can be made and telling some stories. And here's my co-host.
Good morning, guys. I am Valerie, and I am 53 years old, and I have gone through some changes, and I am going through changes, and will go through changes because we know that changes are continuing. So, I am here to give the same tips and tricks and tips, as well as receive information, so that we can get through this fourth quarter of life, because life is forever changing, and we see it every single day. And we got to be ready to change with it, move with it, conform with today's world and everything. So this is going to be a great podcast as usual.
Thanks so much, Val. And that was a great segue that you just gave with your introduction, because today we're talking about something that a lot of people may not have heard about. It's something that's being talked about or discussed rather on or written about on social media a lot this time. In this time, it's called loud budgeting, and I was really interested in it when I saw the two words loud budgeting, because to me that spoke to the need to budget, and basically it is what it is. It's a new trend on social media against consumerism, which we have become such a society of consumers, and that's the way actually the society and the economy is set up to work in the U.S. We live in a credit based society, and it's a credit based economy. So when we buy, it makes the economy grow. So that's what the government and business owners, everyone in the United States who has a stake at us buying their products, that's what we are driven by. And if you notice something, now most of the talk shows on television have a segment where they bring someone out to introduce these wonderful new products, and then the talk show hosts, play along with that and give their little take on it, and oh, I love this, and they are somewhat advertising with them, trying to get us to buy, spend, so the economy could grow. But what we know is that we need to be, and we talk about this all the time, nimble, you guys. We got to be nimble. So we can't just keep on spending and expect everything to be okay when inflation comes to a point, because inflation is going to continue to grow. And then when we get to a point where we're like, okay, our credit cards are maxed out. This is a for real thing, y'all, because I'm going through this right now. You may get laid off from your job, and then you're like, oh, what am I going to do? But 78% of people in the United States, guys, 78%, that's over half of us, live paycheck to paycheck. No savings, paycheck to paycheck. So this is not the time. This is why loud budgeting is a thing. Even the young people are saying, wait a minute, you know? So anyway, loud budgeting is a financial trend or philosophy, and this is where people are openly and assertively, I'm excited about this, talking about it, and they're talking about financial boundaries on social media and the decisions that they're making based on what they have coming in and what's going out. And then they're talking about a lot about savings or lack of, and how to get more, coming up with all kind of little saving plans and things like that so they can avoid unnecessary spending and put themselves in a good place to where if an emergency happens, and not if, when an emergency happens, because it's going to happen, they will be somewhat prepared, hopefully adequately prepared, or, at least most people don't have, if an emergency came up, most people don't have $1,000 to be able to get themselves out of it. And many people, not most, but I'm going to say many, don't even have 500 to get them out of jam. If you had a jam happen today and it's like it's going to cost you 500, it's like, you know, so we don't need to be in that kind of situation. So, it's now this is a response. The act them starting this activities with loud budgeting conversations online is a response to the pressure of this consumerism and the social expectations in our society on these individuals, and they decided to come up with something. But on social media, what they aim to do, y'all, is normalize, I can't afford that, or that's not in my budget, without any shame. So when you are like hanging out with your friends and they're ready to go to the club and pop some bottles and do all that and whatever, or go to dinners, and it's an extremely expensive restaurant and you don't feel like it's in your budget. This is aiming to normalize you just saying, oh no, I can't afford that right now. I'm kind of living nimbly, and I'm saving for something, whatever. Just don't have any shame about it. Or just what I love is, and I use this all the time, and I've not even been a part of loud budgeting, but this has just been my philosophy. When somebody says they want to do something like that, and it's really not in my interest, but they're my friends, and I want to hang out with the group, but I have no problem saying, "Oh, that's not in my budget, y'all." Mm-hmm. So I'll catch y'all on the rebound. So yeah. So, but go ahead, Val.
I'm the same way. I always say it's not in my wheelhouse. I'll say that.
That's good. Yes, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and no shame at all.
Exactly. And I don't have to say anything else.
Exactly. That's one sentence, and that's all we need to say. Just like no, that's a sentence, and you don't need to say anything else. But we have some key features that we wanted to talk about with loud budgeting. First is transparency, just being vocal about financial limits, and instead of being silent and declining to explain things about having to decline this event. And this is just what we were talking about. So transparency, that's not in my wheelhouse, that's not in my budget. So that, like we just said, that's a complete sentence. There's nothing for anybody to have to try to figure out. Like why is she not going? Because it's not in my budget, or it's not in my wheelhouse. Y'all go enjoy. But yeah,
also if you are close friends with those individuals that ask you those things, so they're not going to ask you because they know what's going on.
Exactly. They know how you're thinking. They know you're living nimbly, and you're trying to prepare yourself for what's out. And you guys have probably been in conversation, if you're close friends, then you've been in conversation, and you know how it is when you're in a close circle, like minds are together and they think alike. So they're probably doing the same thing. So they're not going to be doing that. So if you have a group that is going out doing that kind of stuff, it's probably not a close circle of friends. It's probably somebody who's just, and it doesn't really matter about what they think about you anyway, because it's none of their business. And what they say about you and think about you is none of your business. So, yeah.
You know what? Also, those friends will encourage you not to do those things because of your situation.
Exactly.
Because they know that you need to get on track. So it work in a number of ways, but the best way is if you're with these individuals and they know you, they don't have to know all your business, but they know, hey, she's trying to do something, she's honing in on something, she's focusing on something. They're not going to come to you with that. If they do, they're going to understand when you just say, oh, no, not right now. They're not going to need an explanation. You don't have to give one anyway, but still.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're not going to need one. And then also intentionality, Cynthia, making deliberate choices about spending and saving. Now, I talk to myself all the time about that. I'm talking to myself about that right now because we know why we're on this show. We know how we got to this show. We know what's going on. Yet and still, I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this for my grandkids. But because my son knows, he's like, Mom, don't even, put yourself out. Hey, they're just glad you're here to be with you. They're just glad to be around you, just to sit with you and talk to you. So you have to make those choices of spending and saving. So instead of me spending hundreds of dollars on them, right now, at this moment, I can save that money to do something with them later on, where I can get more benefit from that money. So even if that's not an option, just no matter what you're doing, we have to be nimble, like Cynthia says. So let's cut down on that spending a little bit. Cut down on
Absolutely.
it. I take my lunch every day.
Yes.
For breakfast, I eat soup every morning. I make my own coffee at home. I don't stop and buy coffee. When I get to work, there's their coffee machine that I can buy there. And typically, if I don't finish my lunch, you got your coffee, girl. Okay, look.
Yes. Yes.
See, what I do is when I don't lunch at work, then when I get home, I may eat that. So that way, you finish my lunch, and then that way, if I'm hungry again, I got some like a little snack I can make. So I don't have to just keep spending money. Yeah. Spend so much money on food, on going out. So be intentional, make deliberate choices, save your money, spend where you have to spend, not where you want to spend.
Absolutely. And that is so good when you talk about that, especially when you're talking about your grandchildren. I don't have any grandchildren, but I think about when I was growing up, when my sons were growing up, and what I'm going to do with my grandchildren and how my gifts are going to be different for them. The gifts that I will give them will be, I'll give them little gifts or whatever, for the holidays and the birthdays and stuff. But the main thing I'm going to be doing is starting investment accounts for all of them. And by the time they turn 18, the compound interest, I hope and pray, because I'll be contributing to this throughout their lives and they won't even know anything about it. But the compound interest will be something that I hope by the time they turn 18 or 20 will make them at least worth $1 million. So that's that, and I will get their passport. Those are the kind of gifts I want to give my children, because I'm trying to give them things that will give them a return on the investment, give them a return on my investment. So, and that's part of leaving a legacy too. But that's what's going to be done intentionally for me. That's a change, yeah, about spending and saving. So, jumping into empowerment and reframing budget as being strong and confident as opposed to a sign of lack or deficiency. Um, budgeting, just like I was just talking about now, if we budget our money and refrain from all of this crazy spending, I'm going to tell you guys, when the first time I started working with Lynn Richardson about 5 years ago, and when Lynn had me do a budget, the first thing she asked me to do was create a spreadsheet of all of my expenses, everything I was spending money on the regular. And it nearly blew my mind because I was just um lackadaisical spending, willy-nilly with no direction, no plan or anything. I was just because the money was there, I was just at whenever I wanted something, I bought it. And I guess I felt good about, I'm able to take care of myself financially and I'm able to buy myself anything I want. And that was, I guess, in my mind. I don't recall ever thinking that statement, but that's the way I was living. And so anything I wanted, I bought. And that was what got me into a situation where I needed to talk to Lynn Richardson about some budgeting and things like that. And she's like, "Girl, what you doing?" I'm like, "I see what I'm doing on this budget." But anyway, so that's why we need to do that. Go ahead, Beth.
And you went to Lynn as well, and so did I.
Okay.
And then I reached out to you when you were in one of the programs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The same exact thing, just spending, making money hand over fist, just spending.
Yes.
Thinking I'm saving enough, thinking I'm saving for the right things, think I'm putting money in the right places, thinking I'm investing in the right things or whatever, just spending. And girl, spent out.
I
Oh,
know. And that's why we are in the position where we can say that we have um experience and tips and tricks to share because we've made some crazy decisions and that put us in positions to where we had to come back from that. And so we're trying to help others to not have to make the mistakes that we make. And do you know, and this is something that is not good at all. It makes me feel really sad about myself. A few years ago, I actually made $43,000 that I cannot account for. That's a sad thing.
it is. I believe it.
That is sad. I can't account. That's outside my salary, y'all.
Mm.
And I'm like, what did I do with that money?
But where is it?
I know.
Oh,
Anyway, so budgeting is extremely important. Have that budget, know what's coming in, know what's going out, and have your money working for you. Every dollar has a job. I think Steve Harvey says that. Make every dollar have a job to
I
do.
love it.
Yes,
I,
yes, yes.
every dollar has a job. Type that in. That somebody needs to. Yeah, that needs to
Type
be.
that in. Yes. Uh-huh.
I love
That
that.
needs to go in the chat.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that's our empowerment.
Oh my God! And I tell you another thing. Is, and I was a little, whew, okay, anti-influencer culture, honey.
Yes.
Back against pressure to spend for the sake of appearance.
Right.
Oh my. That's a whole game changer right there. Trying to keep up with yourself, keep up with your friends, keep up with the Joneses. This trend is coming out, this coming in, this, all this. Oh, well, oh, you should, oh, that's the type of person you have. Why don't you get a Tory Burch? Why don't you get this, all this type stuff? Baby,
Mm-hmm.
you can look good on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you have it don't mean that you have to spend it.
I know.
Just because someone else has it don't mean that you have to. They can't talk you into it. And oh my God, I fell into the pressure of that. And then I became like, oh no, it's normal.
Mm.
When you were talking about the 43,000 that you couldn't account for, and then I remember on one of our other episodes, I told you guys that I did my budget and I was spending $300-400 a week for food, going out to eat, and sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
well, I was shopping every week,
Mm-hmm.
expensive, I should not have. So I know where my money is. I know exactly where that went, and I shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
When I look back at it now, I see this money that I could have saved to put elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More things, more than what I have. So I had to look at that. So push it back against that pressure. Don't spend for the, you can look good. You look anyway. Can't nobody tell you that you don't look good. Can't nobody,
Exactly.
oh, if you do this, you'll look better. You can't do that. You have to just be yourself, love yourself, and do what's right for you. Because I don't know about you, but I can't count anyone's pockets but my own.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, sometimes I would not attend trips when individuals would ask me to go because they're like, oh, well, let me see. You got to go get this. You got, no, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
and then if I decide to buy something, I'm going to buy what I want. I'm not going to spend and buy something that you want. Also,
Right.
I love theme parties and all this stuff too. I love it. I love it. I love it. But if I'm going to attend this theme party and I know this is something I'm going to wear one time, I'm not going to spend. This is just me, y'all. I'm not going to spend over $60 for whatever you're asking me to for this theme party. I'm not going to go and spend $200-300 on something. I'm only going to wear it once. So push back against that pressure. We don't have to do everything that everyone else does. Believe in yourself, that you're beautiful inside and out with what you have or what you can afford. You are who you are. I am who I am. And I love who you are. Push spending for the sake of appearance. Stop it. Stop it. And one last thing here. I talk about my face all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I need an eye filler. Oh my God, I need Botox, all this stuff. I'm tired of putting all this stuff on here, but guess what? Because I'm so scary, I'm not gonna get it done.
Right.
So thank God for being fearful. So
I know
that unnecessary money that I really don't have just because I think
know.
it needs to be done for the sake of others.
Yeah.
But keep on putting on Sephora and MAC and everybody else that comes to play.
I know that's right. Get the skincare treatments and let that be our cosmetic surgery.
That's right. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Age gracefully. Age,
Mm-hmm.
age
Absolutely. And that, to me, that's the most beautiful thing, to see people age gracefully. I haven't seen her in a long time, but one person I thought always looked so graceful with her aging was Camille Cosby, Bill Cosby's wife.
Yes.
I love when her hair started graying and she cut it into the little short style, and she was wearing it short and curly, and to me she just looked beautiful. Now I haven't seen her lately, so I don't know what she looks like now. But when she was the last ones, the pictures that I saw of her where she was aging with her gray hair and everything, I said, well, she's just aging gracefully.
Yeah. And that's good. And I'm going to age gracefully too, but I'm still going to hold off on that gray hair just a little bit longer though.
Oh, me, I'm the same way, Val. Girl, we're right there together. My last boyfriend, he asked me, why don't you let your hair go ahead and just be gray? Have you ever thought about that? And I said, well, I'll tell you, because it's not graying uh all together. And so to me, it looks unkept, just having scraggly pieces here and there and here and there. So I'm good. I'm just resisting the gray at this point. I'm good. And he would always say that. And I was thinking to myself, maybe you need somebody with gray hair. so I don't know why you keep trying to make me let my hair be gray. But I'm resisting the gray right now. I'm just not there. I'm not submitting to the gray.
Not just yet. I'm going to wait a little while longer. Mm-hmm. I went from black to brown, so it's kind of helping me out with whatever. But this morning I did touch up just a little bit in between the braids or whatever. But when my hair is black, it seems like the gray is just like, it's really forceful. It's aggressive. It's disrespectful.
Okay. No, disrespecting you, huh?
Respecting me, girl, to the 10th power.
But I know. But one thing, well, a couple of things we wanted to just let you guys know. Don't forget, it's so easy to do this, just to say to people when they're trying to get you to spend money unnecessarily, just that it's not in your budget, or I'm focusing on something else. I'm saving for something else. Val, you were just talking about a vacation. I'm saving for a vacation we're going on later this year, and just leave it at that. And then the origin, the term gained traction of the loud budgeting on social media, and especially started with TikTok videos. And that was in 2023 through 2024. It really got popularized then. And the content creators just started promoting financial authenticity over aspirational spending. And that's just lovely. I love that for them. So, in short, loud budgeting is about owning your money goals out loud, you guys. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that because it's only for the best for our interests. And I want to ask you, Val, before we get off the episode, what are your plans for Father's Day today?
Okay, well, yes. So today is my I'm celebrating my son. He's a father of 3 lovely, adorable children, and my son, most amazing human in this world, and God blesses him and touches him every single day, and I'm just so happy. So today we will do a little shopping. You know, money that was already saved, yet already
for this event.
And we're going to do brunch. We're going to do brunch. Y'all, I love my son so much. Oh my God, I just can't even say enough about that. And I know, Cynthia, you have 2 amazing sons, and I know you love them dearly. So I'm going to celebrate him, but not just like they tell us for Mother's Day, we celebrate mothers all day, every day. I celebrate my son as a son, as a father, as a human being all day, every day.
That
So
is beautiful.
What do you guys have planned?
Oh, well, we're celebrating the patriarch of our family. My husband's deceased, but he has a big family here in Atlanta. And so, but the patriarch of our, immediate family, is my father-in-law. So he is in his mid-80s, and he wanted all he's got 7 grandsons, no granddaughters, but 7 grandsons. And so he wanted them all to be there today. So we're going over there, and I'm doing, what I'm bringing is my famous crab boil, well, seafood boil, because it's got crab and shrimp and all that sausage and corn and potatoes, everything. But y'all, I can't wait. I love to cook. So I was making my sauce yesterday because I like the flavors to marry. And then so it sat overnight, and I tasted it this morning when I warmed it up, and I said, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing." But anyway, that's what we're doing. We're celebrating him today, and neither one of my sons have children, so they're not fathers. But I look forward to that day whenever it comes. But we are celebrating the fathers. My brother-in-law, he's the father, so yeah.
So I bet that's going to be good, Cynthia.
It is. Okay, y'all. Thanks for stopping by, and happy Father's Day out there to everyone who has fathers that you're celebrating. If there are any men who are fathers listening to this episode, happy Father's Day to you. Enjoy your day. You deserve it. And we love to celebrate you. The good fathers in the world, we love to celebrate you.
Exactly. And Cynthia, and today I want to just leave with the prayer for the fathers.
Okay.
All right. Because we love our fathers, like Cynthia just said. God, we thank you for our fathers. We thank you for our sons, sir. Lord, we pray that you continue to bless them, hold them, keep them, guide them, protect them, encourage them, give them wisdom, give them knowledge where they don't have it, give them strength where they feel weak, show them and teach them that they are more than enough, and we are grateful to have them, and we love them for who they are, for what they do and what they're going to do, because they are of you. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Val. Enjoy your day. Tell your son happy Father's Day. And I'm proud of him. I've never met him personally, but tell him I'm proud of just what his mother says about him.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. Thanks, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.
Good day. Bye-bye.
Good day.